This is very informal. There we go. That's perfect. All right. So, first, can you say your full name, grade, what you're studying, and where you're from?
Okay, perfect. Oh, we're already going.
My name is Sarah Latsis.
Kashawn Myers.
Aiden Casey.
My name is Amanda Megan Parrish.
My name is Andrew Shu.
So I'm Salome Anikalase.
My name is Marcus Lewis Walker.
Max Taylor.
Aria Pody.
I'm Rosie McCrory.
Full name is Hanwai Islam.
I'm a freshman here. I'm double majoring in sociology and marketing, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
I am studying entrepreneurship with a minor in mathematics. I'm a sophomore currently at Elon, and I'm from Ohio and Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm a senior at Elon University. I'm studying biology with a minor in neuroscience, and I am from Atlanta, Georgia.
I was born in Virginia Beach and moved down here when I was 9, lived all over here. I am a dining hall associate.
I'm a freshman here at Elon. I'm a double major in marketing and sales as well as project management, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
I am a junior here at Elon University studying data analytics, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
I'm a sophomore here at Elon University. My major is political science and I'm a criminal justice minor.
Where you're from?
Okay, I'm from Winston-Salem, but I'm originally from Nigeria.
I'm a senior here at Elon. I'm from Maryland, and I'm studying biochemistry.
I'm a freshman studying psychology and sociology, and I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
I'm a freshman. I'm studying psychology and I'm from Bristol in England.
I am an associate professor of economics at Elon, and I'm originally from Bangladesh, but I've been living here since 2002.
So, what does a meaningful life look like to you?
To me, a meaningful life is filled with like friendships.
That's such a nebulous question, though. What is your definition of meaningful?
Your goals are somewhat met, or at least you're happy of where you stand.
I think it's a life of chasing passions, a life of fulfillment.
One that is fulfilled in like all aspects.
Whatever it makes you content, if you are able to at least try to fulfill what you feel like is important for you.
I would say at the end of the road, it kind of brings forth good result. It yields forth good fruit.
I don't know what I'd call meaningful. I want to leave the place that I live better than I found it. I want to leave the people around me better than I found them.
You have achieved everything you've wanted to do, but also not by yourself. So like you've had friends along the way, you've had ups and downs.
Looking out for yourself and like having some spontaneous fun. Like I don't think there's any fun in having your life fully set out for you and just following a very rigid plan.
Full of things that you want to accomplish in your life. You do the things that you love, and you don't care what anybody says.
And like one that's happy for the person.
Fulfilling your standards of happiness while also having good relationships with those around you and doing your best to make sure they are also happy too, I guess.
How would you define happiness?
I think happiness is like wait, I need to think about it. Like when you're like enjoying your life and you're around people that you like being around.
I'd find that's a tough one. I think happiness is really just stimulations in your brain that bring about the emotion of joy, like happiness.
A short-term effect.
There's small happiness, maybe I just ate my favorite fruit, or maybe it's like big happiness, I accomplished something big or something great.
Living a life that brings me joy.
And happiness is more short-term, while joy is more long-term and more permanent.
What makes me happy? Just doing the things I love.
I think there's more than just the scientific components of it.
Being content in what you do and the people you surround yourself with and how they treat you.
Happiness is just, whether it's my own or other people, sometimes it's interacting with my mom and talking mad shit. and making jokes.
It's just a great feeling.
Happiness when time doesn't exist.
Do you believe the pursuit of happiness is a good life goal?
Yes, but it's not everything, because happiness can't be 100% all the time, and it can't be complete bliss.
I do. As I was mentioning earlier, I do think the pursuit of happiness is a good life goal. I understand that some people might value money as their life goal. They're doing that because it makes them happy.
I believe that for everyone individually, the pursuit of happiness is frankly the only way to live your life.
Well, I don't think happiness per se is, but I think pursuit of goals is important.
One of my long-term goals is to be happy.
I'm actually biased on that. Like it's a middle ground.
Yes, as long as it's not like the only thing. Thinking of it just as happiness maybe isn't the best way. Thinking of it like pursuing goals and like relationships.
If you're not pursuing happiness in life, then what are you doing?
I think pursuing what makes you happy in life is important to do, but I don't think people should be too focused on the end goal and make sure they learn from the journey as well.
Happiness is something that everybody wants to achieve, so.
I believe that the pursuit of happiness should be one of your life goals. I think that has to go in tandem with other things. Like you still have to like be able to provide for yourself.
How do you balance personal well-being in your life with the well-being of others?
I think that you have to look out for yourself the most.
I'm a weenie. I give a lot more of myself than others do. Well, I usually put myself second, third, fourth.
A pushover, basically. When I was younger, I would typically sacrifice my own well-being for others, probably because of insecurities and the fact that I wanted people to be able to need me.
That's something I definitely struggle with balancing my care for others versus my care for myself. I value other people a bit too much. Not that it's a bad thing to value other people, but I don't usually prioritize myself.
It's hard, being a professor, I can't make all my students happy, you have to give certain grades to some people, but in a non-academic setting, it's basically like, you want to be mindful of others, you want to be helpful of others, you also should respect others.
I try to be thoughtful and caring. My actions are always a reflection of my organizations, the people I hang around. One of the biggest things I learned growing up was, I am a reflection of my mother, so I should have my hair combed, I should shower.
Yeah, I love my animals more than I love myself. There have been times where instead of paying for my own food to get through the day, I'll pay for theirs, make sure they eat, and then go without.
I think it's always important to put others before you, but only to a certain degree. You have to be in like a good mental state and like health to be able to help other people.
Positive energy into an outside environment, and I leave all of like my problems and troubles in my room or like at my home, so that way it doesn't affect anybody and it doesn't affect my relationships with anybody.
To me, I feel like what makes me happy most is seeing those I care about and those around me happy. So I do my best to fulfill that part of it, and well-being comes along with that.
What virtues are important to you?
Most important virtues are kindness, patience, and diligence for me.
I think loyalty, courage, respect, and kindness.
First of all, gratitude. I think it's very important to be grateful for everything that your parents and your friends and the people in your life have given to you. And then also, I think honesty is a really good virtue.
Good education, family, and friends.
Generosity and compassion a lot, and also loyalty from those I care about.
Patience, and I suck at it. Kindness is one of the most necessary.
I think kindness is a big one.
So for me personally, the virtue of love, is that a virtue? What's a virtue, bro?
Definitely speaking the truth.
Integrity, just owning up to what's wrong. Probably family. You know what I'm saying? They're always gonna be there for you. And just being honest with them.
The big two for me are integrity and humility. Basically everyone in the whole world came from the same place. They, no matter the success that you have, it's built off of other people's work as well. It's built off of other people's support. Keep an overall vision of how you got your success and how it's really not just you that's been working at it.
How do you approach challenges or setbacks in life?
I like to view challenges and setbacks as a natural part of life.
Well, I'm a Taurus, so I'm hard-headed, so sometimes it's banging my head against the wall and keep repeating, even though that's insanity.
Challenges or setback? I guess with a good support group.
I take a step back.
Don't rush into decisions. Sit down, buy a bottle of water, drink that whole water.
Whew. I mean, of course, I would like to say that I approach challenges a certain way, but I get overwhelmed. Sometimes I place blame. I think the one thing that grounds me is that praying. I think that's one of the biggest things. That I give it to God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, you just like figure it out, sort of take a minute, have a look at what's going on, and then maybe you'll find a way. Well, you will find a way, just depends how long it'll take you.
When you hear the question, how should we live? What comes to mind?
Honestly, when I hear that question, I think of like the society.
The shopping cart analogy. I forget what it is. It's a civilian does one thing, a citizen does another. A civilian just leaves the cart in this parking spot. A citizen, someone that cares about what's around them, will put the cart where it belongs so that the person who has the job to go get them has an easier access to get it safely from where it's expected to be, instead of going all over Hell's Half Acre, risking being kidnapped or shot, given the way society is these days.
live by being a forever learner.
How should we as a community, not just Black people, not just college students, but how should we as like a people should live together to be happy and as equal as possible?
Not everybody can live the way they want to live. Everybody lives different lives, but we have to make the most of it and do the best we can.
Quite literally the ethics of your life.
When I think of how we should live, I think of caring. I think it's caring not just about yourself, and not even just caring about others, but caring about the planet, caring about those you may not usually consider.
Do you believe there's one set way that everyone should live?
No. The whole point is we have free will, right?
I do not. Not even sort of. I don't think there's one set way. I think everyone's going to have different things that work for them.
I believe that everyone has their own personal way of living. There's no one set, there's no mold that everyone should fit in.
I think everyone's lives are built differently from the beginning, and they face different things throughout their lives.
I'm not a morning person. I don't like waking up in the morning. Now, if I were to live in a life where I had to wake up at 5 a.m. and start my life, I could not operate.
I think that's almost naive to say, because once again, like, everybody has such different circumstances. I feel like just being like, oh, like, the pursuit of happiness is the way you should live your life, because for some people that's not a top priority, and it's not a luxury that they can afford for that to be their top priority.
I mean, everybody has different circumstances. Everybody has different commitments, and everybody's born into a different life. I think the world would be pretty boring if everybody lived the same way. So, no, I don't think it is, but I think there's universal respect.
What does justice mean to you?
I don't know, kind of like karma.
Justice. I don't know. I think justice just means fair, but words from my mother, life isn't fair.
And that's the difficulty. In what arena are we talking about? There's right and wrong, and we know this from like an instinctual aspect. If you feel guilty immediately upon doing something, you should probably apologize.
If I was to be someone that was wronged, justice would mean revenge.
Everyone getting what they deserve and responsibility for their actions. But it also can be someone getting the credit they deserve.
If you did something that's bad, then you deserve fair judgment, no leniency.
Getting what's deserved and people being held accountable for what they've done wrong, and also being rewarded for what they've done right. And I know it's very nuanced, because in our day and age, with like everyone being so different and there being so many just like different circumstances for people, it's kind of hard for everyone to receive justice. But obviously in an ideal world, we would all get our own personal sense of justice.
When you're doing something that feels right to you, whether it's morally,
Getting like the respect from others, I think that would be my definition of justice, maybe.
Do you think it is better to be completely self-dependent or need to depend on other people and groups?
We're human. We're a pack animal, all right? Dogs are pack animals. I have 16 parrots, 2 cats, and a dog. Parrots are flock animals. They have to have their connectivity. We do too.
I think being fully self-dependent is a very lonely way to live.
I personally think that it's more important to be self-dependent, given the fact that if you are dependent on other people and other groups, you're basically a blank slate. You're a mirror, basically.
I mean, we all need to depend on everyone. There are very few people. Nobody's absolutely independent. I depend on students. If there were no students at Elon, I wouldn't be teaching here, right? So we all are, economically, we all depend on each other.
I don't know. I split it in 2 ways because some people, they were brought up in a way where they have to depend on other people. Yes, that's really bad. But it's like, some people also, they kind of have to depend. Like,
I personally feel like it's better to be self-dependent.
I think it's better to depend on other people in groups because I think that you can't really be completely self-dependent. Like everything, like jobs, relationships, it's all very dependent on other people.
A bit of both. Better to be self-dependent, but then also you can be dependent on groups of people in certain ways.
I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah, I don't think neither. I think neither. Self-dependency is tiring. Dependency on people is lacking. I believe that a mixture of both is how to live.
I think we're good. So my final question. My final question is how do you think we should live?
How do you think we should live? Well, that's another nebulous one.
I think we should live with an open heart and open mind.
Governed by our own happiness or governed by what makes us happy. Because in the end, I still believe that everyone, no matter how they live, no matter what morals they have, they're striving towards their own personal, like, quote unquote heaven or like happiness level.
You're speaking out for people if they need help, and make sure you better yourself every day.
obviously everyone has their good, they have their bad, but I think we should be forgiven.
Well, that touches back on the conversation I was having with Guy earlier about faith. Faith doesn't have to necessarily be a mainstream religion. It can be faith in yourself that you can provide for yourself. So like, oh no, I'm crying. Faith is a very important thing for me, and I've experienced a lot in the search to find something that fits.
I think we should live together. I don't know how it goes in the Bible, but like respect thy neighbor, just living amongst one another.
We should live in like a fair way and one that's kind to each other.
Respect is a big part of that as well. You have to respect everyone and what their needs are and what they believe.
Looking out for ourselves the most, but not giving up on having and developing and growing caring relationships with people that can help us achieve that goal of both pursuing happiness and becoming like the best version of yourself.
We all need something that makes us feel like we fit.
Mm-hmm. No, don't worry about it. Do you want? I can get you like a napkin or something if you want.
No, it was just because it's something I touch on that feels really, really strongly about kindness, support each other, open questions. Questions are important.
I think we should live vicariously through ourselves. Care is extremely important when thinking about that question. Caring about yourself and the surroundings around you, the people around you, the world, the environment. Care is everywhere.
I think caring for others and yourself is something that really contributes to having a good life, or a fulfilled life, I guess.
Don't live in a box and don't let your ignorant thoughts control you.
And I feel like it really is an open-ended question, but there is an answer. Everyone has an answer to that question. It's always a specific answer because it's always pertaining to a different lifestyle, a different personality, a different person that has their own specific answer to that question.
We don't spend enough time on ourselves, like quietly, quiet contemplation. I spend a lot of time, I work 2 jobs, 6 days a week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 12 to 14 hour days. Sunday is 6 to 8 hours. Monday is 6 to 8 hours. Tuesday is 6 to 8 hours. And the one day I have off, I shoot pool. So I'm kind of hiding from living, but at the same time, I need to work that much so I can have the money that I need to provide.
So do something today that makes you a slightly better person than someone yesterday. Self-care is very important to me. That should be the top priority of everyone.
I think care is really important, and it makes the world a better place. If only in this world that people really cared about each other, we'd probably be a better generation, better people. You never know.
I love this poem. It's to be one means to be among others, to offer aid to a sister or brother, to be what you want and what others see, the most loving person you can possibly be. And to me, that means just offering yourself totally to the community of people and sharing time, sharing places, sharing names and faces. Nothing is meant to be hoarded in this life. Everything is everybody's. And I think that'd be a good place. I think that's a good place to start.
I think that if you want to have happiness along with successfulness, you need care.
I think care is probably like the number one. It's like the golden rule all over again. Treat others how you want to be treated. So
Great. Thank you very much.
of course.
Thank you very much, sir. That was a beautiful interview. Thank you very much.
Of course.
It's been a pleasure.
A handshake.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Pleasure doing business
That
with
was
you.
wonderful. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rosie.
You're so welcome.
This is a pleasant interview. Thank you so much.
You're
Good
welcome.
interview. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're
For the time.
welcome.
That was wonderful.
How should we live?
That was awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Shit, that was fun. That was a good time.
I don't know.
That's a perfectly okay answer, too. Thank you so much for doing it. No,
Anytime.
don't apologize for sure.
I
That
love
was-
philosophy, man.